Class 7th Icse. Welcome to the Wisdom 360 Prodigy Live classes. Today we'll be continuing the chapter, that is chapter number 3, in which we already discussed about the classification of the living world, advantages of the classification, systems of classification in two groups, that is artificial system of classification and natural system of classification. Aristotle was the first who gave this classification idea, and the two kingdom classification was proposed by the scientist named as Carolus Linnaeus. We also discussed about the taxonomical levels in living organisms, starting from species, from that to genus, family, order, class, phylum, and then kingdom. Discussed about the disadvantages or the drawbacks of the two kingdom classification, that is the Plantae and kingdom Animalia. It is also known as the modern system of classification. Then we came to know that there are 5 kingdom classification proposed by Robert H. Whittaker, and in this we studied about kingdom Monera, the simplest form of organisms, including different kinds of bacteria based upon their shapes, that is rod shaped, spherical, spiral or comma shaped. Then we discussed about the usefulness of bacteria, and we already had many points like production of butter and cheese, production of vitamins, production of medicines, nitrogen fixation, nitrification, curing of tobacco and tea leaves, digestion of food, decay of organic waste or organic substances or the remains of plants and animals. Bacteria are also known as the scavengers of the nature or the natural environmental cleaner, as they decompose the dead parts of plants and animals. We also discussed about the harmful bacteria which causes many diseases in plants as well as in animals. Then the second kingdom, that is Protista. Protista means the first unicellular organisms with definite nucleus. We discussed about the two types of cell. One is with true nucleus, that is called as eukaryotic cell, and the another one which is having indefinite or not organized nucleus, known as prokaryotic or primitive nucleus type of organisms. In this kingdom, that is Protista, we discussed about this amoeba as the locomotion aspect, nutrition and respiration, also the excretion. Unicellular organism or unicellular animal like amoeba feeds upon its food through the help of its false feed known as pseudopodium, and this is the locomotory organ of the unicellular organism animal like amoeba. And the cell division of this parent amoeba cell into two daughter nuclei or two daughter amoebae is known as the binary fission. Also with the multiple fission developing a hard protective covering called as cyst during unfavorable conditions. And this type of division, which produces many amoebae cells, is known as multiple fission, and this process is also called as sporulation. Okay, then we discussed about the kingdom Fungi. Fungus means mushroom, heterotrophic mode or without chlorophyll organism. These are eukaryotic or having true nucleus in them. There are some parasitic mode of nutrition found in this kingdom, and these parasitic mode of nutrition in fungi derive their food from other living organisms by living inside or upon them. Fungi reproduces by spore formation, budding and fragmentation. Budding means the parent organism forms an outgrowth over the body, and then after maturation that outgrowth called bud gets detached and forms a new individual. Fragmentation is the type of asexual reproduction in which the parent organism divides into fragments. Okay, then the useful fungi, these are also known as the natural scavengers. We take many fungi like morels and some mushrooms as palatable food. Palatable food means जो हम खा सकते हैं, eatable. Then in the production of bakery products, yeast, which is a fungus, is used, also responsible for the fermentation process, that is the conversion of sugar, the breakdown of sugar into carbon dioxide and alcohol, or you can say the conversion of sugar into alcohol is the process known as fermentation. It is caused by the fungi named as yeast. Yeast is saprophytic unicellular fungi which live in colonies, mainly grow on sugary items such as fruits and molasses. When the bread is baked, alcohol and carbon dioxide escape from the loaf, making it light and fluffy. Okay. Many other items are also produced by them, such as vitamins and medicines, production of alcohol, production of citric acid, as Aspergillus named fungi is used in the production of citric acid in large quantities. Citric acid is mostly added to jams, jellies, candies and even meat as a preservative. Preservatives are the substances which are used for preserving the food items for longer period of time. Many fungus like Aspergillus and Penicillium are added to cheese to give flavors. Okay, then we also discussed about the harmful fungi causing diseases in plants as well as in animals. Agents of diseases in plants and animals like tinea, a fungal infection of hair, skin or nails, athlete's foot. Another fungal infection usually appears between the toes but can also affect the toenails. Toenails and the ringworm is another disease in humans caused by the fungus called Microsporium. In leaf spots of wheat, smut of cotton, early blight of potato is caused by the fungus included in plants. Some mushrooms like toadstools, amanita are poisonous. It is given in the book. We also discussed about that. Type study, that is molds. In the book you have the diagram given on the figure 3.15 that is showing the hyphae and mycelium in fungi. Mycelium is the underground portion from where the fungi gets its nutrition, or it takes the food or water from the soil. It is having the shelter form through these mycelium growing into hyphae and forming the sporangium or the spore-like structures which appear on the ground. Bread mould, or you can say the rhizopus and mucker are the types of common bread molds that grow on bread and other organic matter such as fruits, vegetables, etc. Okay, the molds are microscopic fungi composed of long filaments called hyphae. You can see in the figure, hyphae are the long filamentous structure of the fungi arising from the mycelium. Hyphae are thin filaments containing cytoplasm and nuclei. Mould hyphae grows into a colony mass called mycelium. The bread molds have the nutrition known as heterotrophic, and they obtain their food from the surface on which they grow with the help of these hyphae or the filaments. Okay. Then the reproduction of bread molds or molds, they reproduce by asexual and sexual, both the type of methods of reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place by spore formation, and spore formation are very simple in structure. Spores are very simple in structures. These are tiny spherical balls or tiny spherical structures like seeds which are released in the air. They germinate to produce, and a new mold is grown under it suitable conditions of moisture and temperature. Now today we will be discussing about the fourth kingdom, that is kingdom Plantae. Okay. In this kingdom, the organisms are multicellular, eukaryotic or having true nucleus, and are autotrophic. Autotrophic means they can make their own food with the help of green colored pigment known as chlorophyll. These are made up of many cells, or you can call them as multicellular, and they all have chlorophyll. That's why they are autotrophic in nature. Autotrophic, that is self-nourishing, include different types of plants dividing into thallophyta. Thallophyta, example, algae. Okay, thallophyta means thallus-like structure, bag-like structure. Algae is the example of thallophyta. Next is Bryophyta. Example, mosses. Next comes Pteridophyta. Example, fern. Pteridophytes are the first land plants. Okay, then the gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are like pine, etc. Then the angiosperms. Last is the angiosperms. Angiosperms are the flowering plants. And also these are seed producing. Seed producing means they form seeds because they are making the plants having the cell wall. The cell wall of the plants is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, which is a type of complex carbohydrate. Complex carbohydrate. We already discussed what are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the mixture of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio of 1:2:1. कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन के मॉलिक्यूल्स जो होते हैं वो अगर कई सारे मतलब डिफरेंट मोर देन 10 अगर एक साथ जुड़े हों तो उन्हें कॉम्प्लेक्स कार्बोहाइड्रेट कहते हैं. एंड सेल्यूलोज इज अ कॉम्प्लेक्स कार्बोहाइड्रेट. दिस इज नॉन लिविंग. It's non-living in nature. Cellulose is non-living in nature. It makes the cell wall of the plants. Okay. Because they cannot move, the plants cannot move from one place to another, so they don't have a definite shape. So you can write it as they lack definite shape. Fine. Plants are further divided on the basis of the presence and absence of vascular system or vascular tissues. Vascular tissues are xylem and phloem. Xylem is conducting water and minerals, and phloem is conducting food in plants. Okay, now let us discuss about them on the basis of presence and absence of vascular system, and also on producing flowers or seeds. Based on the presence or absence of vascular tissue, the plants are yes, based on of vascular tissue. Vascular tissue, that is the xylem and phloem. The plants are divided into two groups. First is the non-vascular plants. They do not have the vascular tissues like xylem and phloem are absent. Okay, true roots, stem or leaves are also absent. Okay, these are the bryophytes. Example आपको पता है, that is the mosses. Okay, bryophytes are primitive multicellular plants. Primitive means प्राचीन या पुराना, first, ठीक है. Primitive multicellular plants. That grow in moist places, as they require a lot of water. Moist places and need water for reproduction, or you can say that reproducing. Okay, example आपका mosses, and you can write also like liverworts. Okay, these are having no true roots, no stems, no leaves, or no xylem or phloem. That is, these are the vascular tissues. And the plants who have all these things are known as vascular plants. Okay, vascular plants में ये सभी चीज़ें present होती हैं. All above, ठीक है. All above things are present in vascular plants. Okay. Now we will be discussing about the plants which are based on the nature of producing flowers or seeds. Seeds और flowers ये दोनों parts आप जानते हो, ठीक है. आप ये बहुत ही simple है, ये आप जान जाओ. नॉन वैस्कुलर प्लांट्स का मतलब जिसमें xylem, phloem, ट्रू रूट, स्टेम, लीव्स नहीं हो. एग्जाम्पल ब्रायोफाइट्स. ब्रायोफाइट्स का मतलब primitive multicellular plants that grow in moist places because they need water for reproducing. Example mosses, liverworts. ये सभी क्या हैं? Multicellular plants, but they don't have true roots, stems or leaves. Okay, so there is no conduction of water or food, and how they respire or take nutrition and grow we'll be studying it further in the chapter classification of plants. Okay, next we are talking about the plants based on the nature of producing flowers or seeds. So let us discuss them also. Now we'll be discussing about the plants based upon the nature of producing flowers or seeds. Okay, so now on this basis, the plants, whether first is non-seeded plants. Non-seeded plants, or also known as the cryptogams. The cryptogams are the non-seeded plants, and those who bear seeds or the seed bearing plants are called as phanerogams. Okay, the cryptogams are those plants that do not produce flowers or seeds. Okay, these are non-seeded plants and also they do not produce flowers. So they are not having any special male or female reproductive units to produce seeds. If they are not having the flower, so their reproduction is hidden. That's why these are called as cryptogams. Crypto मतलब cryptid, hidden. Okay, so इसको आप समझो hidden reproduction. Crypto means hidden reproduction. Okay, these are further divided into three groups. The cryptogams are divided into three groups. The phanerogams are having the special organs of reproduction. They bear male and female or reproductive organ. Reproductive organs are present. They do not produce seed or flower. They produce seed and also flower. The phanerogams, first a full, first a phanerogams. ठीक है. Crypto means hidden reproduction, जिसके पास फ्लावर नहीं, जो सीड नहीं बनाते. ठीक है. और phanerogams का मतलब है जो कि मेल और फीमेल पार्ट्स दोनों ही होते हैं. ठीक है. दे प्रोड्यूस द सीड्स एज वेल एज द फ्लावर्स, एंड ऑन the basis of seeds, the cover of the seeds, let us take them as individual flow chart. I am just rubbing it down. इन दोनों terms का मतलब आप समझ गए कि cryptogams का मतलब non seeded plants and phanerogams means seeded plants or flowering plants. Fine. Now we will be taking cryptogams first, then we will be discussing about the phanerogams. As I told that cryptogams means the hidden reproduction plants that do not produce seeds or flower. The cryptogams are divided into three groups. First one, that is Thallophyta. Second one is Bryophyta, and the third one is Pteridophyta. Okay, Pteridophyta, Bryophyta and Thallophyta. Thallophyta जो plants होते हैं बेटा, these are microscopic and the body is not clearly divided into root, stem or leaves. Okay, thallophytes means thallus like structure. Thallus मतलब थैले के आकार का इनका plant body होती है. Example है आपका algae. ठीक है. algae के types हों such as Spirogyra. Okay, thallus like structure, body is undifferentiated into stem, roots or leaves. ठीक है. Next comes, you can write it down, undifferentiated body. Okay, undifferentiated का मतलब जो डिवाइड ना की जा सके into रूट, स्टेम और लीफ, जड़, तना, पत्ती जिसमें ना हो वैसा प्लांट थैलोफाइटा. कैसा है? क्रिप्टोगैम, मतलब जो सीड या फ्लावर नहीं प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है. सेकेंड वन इज द ब्रायोफाइट्स, और these are the primitive multicellular plants which grow in moist places. They require water for reproducing. Example like mosses, liverworts. Okay, now ये कैसे हुए? Primitive multicellular plants. Fine. Next comes the pteridophyta. Pteridophytes are the multicellular plants. And I also told you कि ये पहले लैंड पे पाए जाने वाले प्लांट्स हैं. These are the first land plants or trees. These are multicellular, have well developed roots, stems and leaves. इनमें जड़, तना, पत्ती अच्छे से पाए जाते हैं. Okay, but they do not have flowers and seeds. Cryptogams, no seed, no flower. Okay, crypto means hidden reproduction. Fine. ये 3 डिविजन्स इसके आपको पता चले. टेरिडोफाइट्स के जो एग्जाम्पल है जैसे फर्न. ओके, एल्गी के एग्जाम्पल भी हैं जैसे स्पायरोगारा, क्लेमाइडोमोनास, ब्राउन एल्गी, ऑल्सो नोन एज केल्प. ठीक है. एंड ब्रायोफाइटा, मॉसेस, लिवरवर्ट्स. नेक्स्ट कम्स the phanerogams. Okay, after this, the second division based on the nature of producing flowers or seeds comes the phanerogams. Okay, I am rubbing it down. The phanerogams bear seeds and flowers as well, and also the flower is having the male and female reproductive parts respectively. One is called as the gymnosperms and another one is angiosperms. Gymnosperms are naked seeds. Angiosperms are covered seeds. These are the plants which are having seeds but covered and uncovered. Gymnosperms uncovered or naked, angiosperms covered or having the cover on it. Okay, gymnosperms have the seeds which are not enclosed in the fruit. First point, not enclosed in the फ्रूट। ओके, मतलब कि इस टाइप के प्लांट जिसके पास नेकेड सीड्स हैं, उनके सीड्स फ्रूट में क्लोज नहीं होते हैं। दीज आर कॉनिफरस ट्रीज। कॉनिफरस मतलब कॉनिफर्स और कॉनिफेरस ट्रीज। ओके, कॉनिफेरस ट्रीज एग्जाम्पल आप समझ लो, जैसे पाइन ट्री। पाइन ट्री आप जानते हो, जो कि लाइक ऐसा होता है। दीज आर वेरी लॉन्ग। ओके, एग्जाम्पल है जिम्नोस्पर्म का, ये डायग्राम से आप समझ जाओ। ओके, नेक्स्ट और आप जान जाओ कि इसमें लाइक दे ग्रो ऑन माउंटेन्स, वेरी हाई heights. Most gymnosperms do not shed all their leaves at one time, remain green throughout the year. ठीक है, इसको एवरग्रीन प्लांट्स भी कहते हैं, एवरग्रीन प्लांट्स। ओके, एग्जाम्पल में आपने पाइन ट्री का देखा, इसके अलावा होता है सिडार और स्प्रूस एक्सेट्रा। साइकस भी आप जान जाओ। ओके, ये सभी एग्जाम्पल हैं। पाइन ट्री, सिडार, स्प्रूस, साइकस एग्जाम्पल है, और इन्हें क्या कहा जाता है? एवरग्रीन प्लांट्स, बिकॉज ये अपनी लीव्स को एक ही बार में नहीं गिराते या उनकी शेड नहीं होती लीव्स, एंड दे रिमेन ग्रीन थ्रू आउट द ईयर। ओके, एंड एंजियोस्पर्म्स, दीज आर कवर्ड सीड्स, मीन्स इनके सीड्स enclosed होते हैं। seeds are enclosed in the fruit. Okay, also known as flowering plants. Okay, इसमें क्या होता है? इसमें फ्रूट के अंदर, जिम्नोस्पर्म्स में फ्रूट के अंदर सीड्स इनक्लोज नहीं होते हैं। मोस्ट प्लांट्स ऑन द अर्थ आर एंजियोस्पर्म्स और फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स। ओके, ऑल क्रॉप प्लांट्स एग्जाम्पल है इसका, जैसे ऑल क्रॉप प्लांट्स, रोज, सनफ्लावर, शुगर केन, pea, etc. Okay, all these are coming in the angiospermic plants. These are further divided into two groups. The angiosperms are cotyledons. Okay, first, that particular plant which have one type of cotyledon or seed leaf is known as monocot or monocotyledon. ठीक है, and those who are having two cotyledons are called as dicots or dicotyledons. Okay, monocotyledons and dicotyledons are two types of angiosperms, मतलब ये दोनों इसके further division हैं। cotyledons क्या होते हैं? cotyledons are the seed leaves. Okay, cotyledons are the seed leaves. Mono means one, di means two. Mono means one and di means two. One cotyledonous, one cotyledon, these plants bear seeds with only one cotyledon, like example wheat, okay, maize, rice, etc. Dicotyledons का मतलब जिसमें दो seed leaves हों. These are all the leguminous plants like peas, beans, grams. इसके एग्जाम्पल में क्या हो गया, लाइक पी, बीन्स और ग्राम्स। ठीक है। इसके अलावा जो एंजियोस्पर्म्स हैं वो और 3 डिविजन्स में डिवाइड किए गए बेस्ड अपॉन द टाइप ऑफ स्टेम। ओके, और you can call that particular factor as the size. The angiosperms are divided further. ये तो होगा कैसे, cotyledons के आधार पे। cotyledons क्या है, cotyledons are the seed leaves. You can write like cotyledons are the seed leaves. Okay, cotyledons are the seed leaves. They store the food for the growing embryo. जब स्प्राउट्स जैसे अंकुरित चने होते हैं बेटा, जो सीड का जर्मिनेशन है, तो पहला जो एक स्ट्रक्चर डेवलप होता है वो होता है cotyledons, and through them the shoot system and root system develops with the structure known as plumule and radicle. Plumule develops into shoot system and radicle develops into root system. On the basis of size, angiosperms are further divided into 3 categories. I'm rubbing it down because there is no space right now over there. I'm just making it here only. Angiosperms are further divided into herbs, shrubs and trees, and these are based upon size. Okay, the smallest, the tallest. Herbs are short, slender or flexible stems. Example, mint, pea, rice, spinach, mustard, tulsi, etc. Shrubs are having spines. ठीक है, herbs में मतलब example आप लिख लो तुलसी, आप समझ जाओगे. Short stem, very flexible stem, and these are having many other characteristics, medicinal purposes. The shrubs are having spines, कांटे होते हैं, like rose, etc. ठीक है. और जो मेन इम्पॉर्टेंट है वो आपकी बुक में जो लिखा है, दैट इज कॉल्ड बॉगनवेलिया. बॉगनवेलिया. ठीक है. ये श्रब्स, एंजियोस्पर्म्स के 3 और टाइप्स. एंड ट्रीज, these are having tall, height and thick, hard, woody stem called trunk. एग्जाम्पल इसका कोई भी लिख सकते हो आप, मैंगो, यूकेलिप्टस, etc. Okay, so this makes the plant kingdom complete. Okay. Now the last topic of the chapter, that is kingdom Animalia. I am rubbing it down. Angiosperms based upon the cotyledons or the seed leaves are of 2 types. One is monocot and another one is dicot. Example of monocot, wheat, maize, rice. Dicots, peas, beans, grams. Okay. After this, the angiosperms are further divided on the basis of size into herbs, shrubs and trees. Okay, and angiosperms are the phanerogams or the covered seeds, flower producing plants. Now let us take the last topic, that is kingdom Animalia. in this kingdom, it includes all the organisms which are multicellular heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means depending upon others for nutrition. They do not have cell wall like plants. ठीक है? Then they do not have cell walls and contain cell membrane. Okay, these are mobile. Mobile means movable. Mobile or movable, or you can say have locomotory organs. Fine. Next, they have well developed nervous system. Okay. Complex body organization means they are having different types of organ systems, or you can say organs, and organ are made up of tissues. And about this, the kingdom Animalia, we will be discussing about in detail in the next chapter, that is the classification in animals, the classification of animals. Okay, so the first chapter of classification is complete, that is the classification of living organisms or the classification of living world. After this, a quick revision is required for you all. Classification में आपने सबसे पहले पढ़ा purpose and advantages of classification, the meaning of classification, basis of 5 kingdom classification, and also the characteristics of each kingdom. Check your progress वाले questions जैसे fill in the blanks हो या फिर box में लिखिए. Economical levels of organization, एक फॉर्मूला बताया था जिसमें कि आपको स्पीशीज़ को जीन्स में रख के फैमिली में गए, फैमिली ने ऑर्डर दिया, क्लास में जाओ, फाइलम पढ़ो, किंगडम बन जाओ, इस तरीके से याद कराया, जिसमें कि आपको पूरा जो लीनियस प्लान है, जनरल प्लान ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन, वो याद हो जाएगा. और जो किंगडम है वो लार्जेस्ट यूनिट है क्लासिफिकेशन की, एंड स्पीशीज़ इज़ द स्मॉलेस्ट वन. आफ्टर दैट we discussed about the R.H. Whitaker's 5 kingdom system of classification. Mon, Pro, Fun, Plantae, Animalia. Mon, Monera, simplest form of organisms, in which we studied about the usefulness and harmful bacteria. Then come Pro. Pro means Protista. Protista are the first eukaryotic unicellular organisms, मतलब well defined nucleus के साथ, और उसके पास अदर सेल ऑर्गेनल्स भी थे. एग्जाम्पल आपने अमीबा, पैरामीशियम, यूग्लेना. दीज आर हैविंग द लोकोमोटरी ऑर्गन्स ऑल्सो. देयर मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, respiration, excretion was also explained. Next, about the reproduction in amoeba or the Protista by binary fission and multiple fission. Next, kingdom fungi, that is the third one. Mon, Pro, Fun. Fun is the third one. Fungi means fungus, mushroom, and we discussed about the useful and harmful fungi. After that, today we discussed about the kingdom Plantae, that is the fourth classification of kingdom, fourth position of the kingdom, in which we studied about the types of plants based upon the presence or absence of vascular tissues, non-vascular plants and vascular plants. Then we discussed about the plants based on the nature of producing flowers or seeds. There were two broad categories or divisions named as cryptogams and phanerogams. The cryptogams are the hidden reproducing plants. They do not produce flowers or seeds. Example like algae, mosses, ferns. Cryptogams are divided into Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Next, angiosperms and phanerogams. Angiosperms and gymnosperms. Next comes the phanerogams, or they include the plants producing the flowers and seeds as well. These are divided into two parts. One is covered seeds, that is called as angiosperms. Another is naked or uncovered seeds, that is known as the gymnosperms. The gymnosperms are having seeds that are not enclosed in the fruit. These are coniferous trees. This is the example of the gymnosperm, that is pine tree. We also discussed about more, that is cedar, pine, spruce, cycas, and these are also known as evergreen plants. The gymnosperms are evergreen plants. Angiosperms are the flowering plants. On the earth, mostly the plants are angiosperms. They produce the flowers and seeds and have covered seeds, that is, the seeds is enclosed within the fruit. On the basis of the cotyledons, the angiosperms are divided into two, that is monocots and dicots. Mono means single cotyledon and di means two cotyledons. Monocots का example आपने maize, wheat, rice पढ़ा. Dicotyledons, all the leguminous plants or bees, beans, peas, etc. ठीक है, मतलब कि आप मोनोकॉट में जान लो भुट्टा, डायकॉट में मटर. ठीक है, फिर on the basis of their size, angiosperms are divided into three more groups. Basically, the herbs, shrubs and trees. Herbs छोटे और soft slender stems के साथ. Shrubs जिसमें कांटे हो, मीडियम साइज के प्लांट्स लाइक रोज. ट्रीज जिसमें कि टॉल हाइटेड स्टेम, हार्ड वुडी स्टेम होता है. लास्ट किंगडम, दैट इज किंगडम एनिमेलिया, जिसमें मल्टीसेलुलर हेटरोट्रॉफिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स आएंगे and they do not have cell wall but have cell membrane with nucleus and other cell organelles, membrane bound cell organelles. We will be discussing about the kingdom Animalia in the next chapter, that is chapter number 4, that is the classification of animals. So for now, you just review all these things and get ready for the further details. Thank you.